Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian report for the 10th of March. We're starting with Rio here on the weekly chart. This would also be the same pattern for BHP and the materials sector in Australia, the XMJ as well. So we've had this big move down through here in 209 here, and this rest of this pattern here is interesting because this particular move through here, or this move from A down to B here, as I've got it, is not in 5 waves, it's in 3 waves. So it makes a nice A, B, and C correction. So if that's the case, that makes this here the A wave to the upside, then an A and a B and a C here for this move, and for the B wave here, and then we've got 5 waves up here, coming right up to the 61.8% mark from that high to this low here, that 61.8% mark, and in 5 waves to that particular point there, makes this larger pattern here, this whole big pattern here, as an A wave down to here, an A and a B and a C wave up to here, up to these highs, and that means it would have a C wave down through to this area through here, back down through here. Sure, we may be able to get a larger triangle pattern out of this as well. I thought that also too, that having 5 waves up here, we may pull back to the 61.8% here at $65 roughly, medium level here, and then move up from that point. But it's a little bit difficult to do that because this move here is in 3 waves, so it's hard to look at this as wave 1 here, back for wave 2, and then up for wave 3. It's difficult to do that. The only other bounce that I could get off this point here was being a triangle, a larger triangle pattern coming through here as an A wave, a B wave, a C wave, a D wave, and an E wave. So the materials sector obviously is going to be bearish and is going to continue to be bearish as well. That's what I'm sort of pointing out here, and obviously that's going to impact on the ASX200. So the ASX200 has had, from the GFC here, has had a slightly different pattern. It's managed to just make a high above this high here. I mean, the S&P 500 made, shot way past this high here. None of our banks except Macquarie and and CBA moved above this high here. So when we look at the ASX 200 here, it's just the monthly chart here, it's possible to have this count in here as well. So wave 3 here, wave 4 here. The thing that I can count it up as wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here. But the trouble with this is wave 4 here on this degree of structure overlaps this degree of structure here, which, shouldn't be doing that at this degree of structure. So the only other way to count this up through here would be having this the same as the materials sector and having this here also as a wave B here. So making this a wave A here, a wave B up here, and looking at this structure as an A and a B and a C here for the A wave, the B wave, and then the C wave up through here. So this can also have a triangle or a flat correction. The other side to this here will be having wave C down through here. So this also creates more downside. The 61.8% is back around the 5,000 area here, and as likely we will see some support here at the 5,000 area through here. So we're likely to see this here, in a bit of a nutshell, move a bit lower into this support zone here, and then have a rally and then make its move further down in that particular way. The way I'm counting it down here so far is looking at from the top here, looking at this here in a 5-wave structure in terms of wave 1 here, 2 here, wave 3 playing out here, wave 4 and wave 5, and that brings us down into the 61.8% area. So yeah, a little bit more detail on that in the 4-hour chart here. Would look a little bit like this. I had been counting it down as 1 and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here and looking for wave 5 to move down, but it has moved down rather quickly for this. So I know that all just in here was a little bit difficult to work out in terms of getting the structure right in here. So it's possible that this blue wave 1 is up here. We actually have 5 waves into this first section here, 4 wave 1 and wave 2 here. I still need to clarify that, but at the speed at which this has moved down through here, it's acting like a third wave through here. So we'll still see this head towards the 5,000 area here and a tad below before we see any real support come into the market at this particular stage here. And just on the 1 hour chart, it looks a bit like this here. That spike has just come in. I don't know if that's part of a trade thing or it's part of the just noise on the platform. Yeah, it wasn't there just a second ago. I'll have to check on that. But 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 and 5. So I had the third wave pegged here. I was looking for the fourth wave, which would have only pulled back to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree, if that, under this pressure. And then down the stocks today, we'll take this down here further into wave 3, and then we'll have some short covering for wave 4, and then down that can go at 4.8 here, and we'll be down here a little bit lower for this. Right, moving on to Hong Kong. Also want to have a look at the bigger picture here as well. So it's got the same thing as Australia, really, the same thing. It's just taken out the high here, just very difficult to get 5 waves up here, as you can see here. So we need to count this here as an A wave, an A and a B and a C for the B wave, and then up for the C wave. So in this case, we've got the A wave here, the B wave up here, and looking for the C wave of wave 4 to come down here further. So this here we can look as wave 1 here, this here as an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 2 here, and we've still got yet further to move down through this area through here. So if you're looking to short this area here, one of the main things to do here is the 25,000 as a medium level here. So you need to be clear that that's retested there, but any short-term traders should have, or longer-term traders should have the stop way above, up here somewhere above that previous day's high here, because the market's gone up there, come back and went up to test it and been pushed back down. So that's where the stop needs to be if you're going for the longer haul with all of this here. But certainly still more space to pull out here. One of the other things here, if we are working in some other larger triangle pattern here, then the 20,000 here is the 61.8%. So it's possible that this can be an A wave here and a B wave over here, and like working in a triangle pattern further sideways across all of this. Yeah, so it does make the ASX, basically, when we look at the ASX, makes its pattern more likely to be corrective across this point here as well. And for India, we're certainly coming down in an impulse wave in India. So from the high here, we're looking at 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and coming down for 5 here. So we'll see a bounce off 10,000 or thereabouts. It might get stuck in the mud there for a little while, but should lift at some point for wave 4, and then deeper down here for wave 5. Once we've got these 5 waves here, then we'll see a corrective move to the upside. So this is what it looks like on the 4-hour chart here. So wave 1 and 2 here, 1 and 2, and 5 waves down here for 3 and 4 here, and then down for 5 here. I may have to put this wave 4 here, as I mentioned before, on top of this one here rather than this one here. But it's not really going to affect this much down here very much. So we're going to see this sink into the 10,000 here and then a bounce off that, and then we'll see it move lower through there. If the extension's in wave 3 here, then we'll look at this here, the length of wave 1 here being the length of wave 5 here, that could take us to 9.5 or 9.3 down here somewhere, but we'll count that as we go down through here. The 38.2% retracement level for this, let's just say we come at 10, can bounce back up and cover this gap here, so we'll just need to be mindful of that. Alrighty, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.